So I'm Jasmine Craig, and I'm a graduate student in Energy Science and Engineering in the Bredesen Center for Interdisciplinary Graduate Education at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. The Bredesen Center comprises students that work in a variety of fields, which is beneficial to me because my research sort of extends over lots of fields like bioenergy agriculture, pheasant hunting, landscape design, and wildlife conservation. And you might be wondering, what do all of those things have in common? Well, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has Conservation Reserve Programs, or CRP programs, where they encourage farmers to stop growing traditional agricultural row crops and instead grow things like hay or grasses. And they do this to help wildlife because sometimes animals have a hard time living in agricultural fields and they can be killed by tractors. And so we see sort of a decline in wildlife populations. So one of the key species that a CRP program in Iowa, which is the region that I'm working in, is looking at is the ringneck pheasant, which is a really popular game bird species. So in this instance, the goal of this program is to recover pheasant populations and help sustain them in the future so that hunters for generations to come can come and enjoy this pastime. Additionally, though, farmers can harvest this grass and hay that they're planting for the pheasants and sell it as biomass, so there's an additional profit for them. But then the question arises, how can we harvest pheasants and biomass without adversely affecting the other one? And so that's really where my research comes in. I've built a digital field in Iowa with CRP land, and I've created an agent-based model that represents pheasants, tractors, and hunters, and I can see how they move on the landscape. And one of the nice things about this model is I can change the way they move, when they move, and even what they decide to do, and then see what happens. So this is important because it allows us to figure out the best management strategies for dealing with this type of land. And this doesn't just affect ringneck pheasants in Iowa, it can also be used to look at other species of concern that may reside in lands that are managed by humans.